Hello, I'm Horia, and I help international founders set up, manage, and grow their businesses. In this video, I'll show you how to open a Mercury account for your US LLC as non-resident. Recently, I've seen a lot of people saying that Mercury no longer opens accounts for non-residents. Many applicants are getting rejected, and there is a rumor that Mercury has stopped accepting non-residents altogether. So there is some truth to that. Banks have become much stricter than they were a few years ago. However, it's not true that Mercury no longer opens account for non-residents. In this video, I'll share a real case study. One of my students applied for a Mercury account 3 times and was rejected every time. I helped him apply a 4th time and his application was approved. And here's the interesting part. The things we changed were not what he thought the problem was. I'll explain exactly what we did differently and the changes that made the difference. Now, I can't promise you approval. Nobody honestly can, but I can show you how to remove every reason they have to say no. First, let's go over what you need as a non-resident. You need a registered US LLC, an EIN employer identification number, a US phone number, and I'll show you the service I use to get one. And there is one field in the application that says optional. I'll show you why treating it as optional is one of the biggest reasons non-residents get rejected. I'll also share several additional tips that can increase your chances of getting your Mercury account approved. So let's get started. So the first thing we need, open an account in Mercury. I'll put the link below. So you just need to put your first name and your last name and start the application. You need to set up your account, so an email and a password. You verify your email, they will send you a link and then continue. So what's your company name, the company you formed, and then press next. So the Mercury call sign is explaining here that they use this to personalize your bill, forwarding email address, referral link, and more. It won't appear on your statement. Now, in this one, is your company doing any of the following? So things like financial and things like that. Most people is none of the above. In here, which Mercury feature are you interested in? So checking and saving, paying bills, invoicing. So you can choose more than one to pay bills and checking and saving, and press next. If you have any employers, contractors, bookkeepers, you can tick otherwise none of the above and press next. Have you raised external funding? If you have raised, yes, I have raised. I'm in the process of raising, or no, I have no immediate plans to raise capital. So the first part is the company info. So you need to put your legal business name, the company's name, LLC, and then country of incorporation will be the United States, and the phone number with the country code. And that has to be a US phone number. And I'll show you how to get that number after we finish the walkthrough. And then your EIN number that you received from IRS, you'll put it in here. Now, company website. This is, some people think it's optional, they don't put it. Definitely you need to put a website. And then the company type, which is LLC. And then the industry. So you need to choose your industry, which is e-commerce, Amazon, Shopify, whatever it is, you choose it. Consulting, if you're doing that, digital, you choose your basically what business you're doing. So I chose consulting, business. Now, company description, you can ask actually ChatGPT to write for you a description. You can put it in here. Just say what you are doing and then just paste it from ChatGPT. And then press next. Now, company address. What's your company legal address? This can be found in the document you received when your company was formed. So what people are mixing up their residential address with their company address. So in this section, you put your US address. The one came from Northwest Registered Agent if you formed through them. Your the mail address, that will be here. The second part is this part is where you do most of your work. So basically, you have formed a US company, but you do your work from abroad. You're an international person. So if you are not in the US, then as you can say, this can be international address. This is your home address. So this is how you run your business. So why people get rejected, they put their US address here. And then they get an email from Mercury saying, give us a proof that you're based in this address. So what you need to do is put your address in your home country. So ownership details, this is about you. Citizenship status, non-resident, and then you'll put your phone number here, your home phone number, so with the code. So you have to change it, put the code depending where you are from. And then your date of birth and your home address. We can tick that home address is the same as company physical address, which we already put. So we put a company address and then we put the physical address, which is where you are. Where do you run your work from, which is your home address. And then you can say the home address is the same as the company physical address. You're physically at home, so will be the same. You tick it and then we'll bring down your home address. Now, once you put your phone number, you need to verify your identity. So verify identity, and then you will get a QR code, or you can send it as SMS in your phone, and then basically verify yourself through that link. Then ownership details, that will be your information. And then press next. Certify and press next. The first thing you need to upload is formation, article of organization 1. So you'll upload it. And then the next one is the EIN. And press next. And then the question is, are you going to send money or receiving money internationally? Yes, you must say yes, and then you have to choose the countries. So depending where you are, you need obviously US dollars, and then depending where you are, if you're in the UK or Australia or any other country, then you have to put the country or the currency. Chinese, you're going to pay Chinese suppliers, you can put the Chinese suppliers as well. And then how much do you expect to send or receive? So I'll estimate how much you think you will be doing. Choose 0 to 10K starting, and then press next. Now, do you currently have employees, investor, customer, suppliers, or location in the US? If you say yes, they will ask you a follow-up question. Maybe say no, but I plan the next 12 months. That's fine. That's an option. But if you say no, they'll say there's no need for you to open a bank account then. So you'll have to have one of these basically employee, investor, or customers in the US for them to open the bank account. So no, but I plan to do it in the next 12 months. And then the follow up question is, which operation do you expect to have by then? So are you going to have customers? Are you going to have suppliers in the US? You have to choose. Now, when will your first deposit come from? Revenue. If you say revenue, that means coming, let's say, for example, from Amazon. Sometimes they might ask for a proof, like your Amazon shop, your Shopify shop. They will need to see a proof of that. If you say self, then you need to upload a bank statement showing that you have money that you're going to deposit to the account. And then to verify physical address, you need to upload a bank statement or utility bill in the last 60 days. So you need to upload this to verify your address. And then there's few questions, which is who your target customer client. So depending where you're selling, you'll have to answer this. Who are your target customer? You'll have to write your customer clients. How do you usually receive payment, and what other types of transaction do you expect flow through this account? So you'll have to write how you're going to receive payments. If you're going to sell on Amazon, then you say, I'll receive money from Amazon, or I'll receive money from Etsy. You'll have to write it. Okay, that way. If you say you have your own shop online, then I receive money from customers. So you have to write it. They will ask you, how do you primarily find and connect with potential clients? So basically, they want to know it's actually a legit account you will open. How you're going to get customers? What's your marketing plan? You'll have to write explaining to them how you're going to get it. So you'll have to write that. Okay. So after you answer all these questions, then you can submit the form. And then agree and submit application, the term. And then finally, you're nearly there. That's it. It's the account being applied for, and they will get back to you within 2 business working days. So for the phone number, this is Vike. This is the company I use. You can download it to the App Store. I think this is the cheapest I can find. And you can get a phone number on different states. You can choose the state, and then you can choose the month. So you can buy for a month, 3 months, for a year, and then basically use that number for your Mercury account. So this is the company I use. I'll put the link down. So here's the case study I promised to share with you. One of my students was refused 3 times, but then he made a couple of important changes, and on the next application, he was approved. The first thing I asked him was, do you have a website? He said yes, but when I checked it, the website wasn't working. I told him, make sure your website is live, professional, and fully functional before you apply again. He fixed the website and submitted his application with the updated link. The second issue was his bank statement. The name on the statement didn't exactly match the name on the passport because it was spelled differently in another language. I advised him to go to the bank and have the name updated so it's matched his passport exactly in English. He did that as well. So those were the key issues, but the biggest one was the website. Even after his third application, the website wasn't working and he was refused again. So once he fixed that website, the application was approved. If you'd like me to make a full video breaking down this case step by step and talk about all the important things that would cause the application being rejected, let me know in the comments below. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to the channel for more tips. And if you haven't set up your own LLC yet, watch the next video where I show you exactly how to do it step by step.